Alright, here are some useful tips for establishing a position that we call crossface, which is a very useful position that we can use from side control or front control. It's also great for Vale Tudo or limited rules, MMA and HP fighting. So I won't go there. The position that I'm looking for at the end of the move is this, one where I have my opponent's arm stuck under my armpit and this hand jammed under his head. So the great thing about this position is that it makes it very, very difficult for him to defend this side of his body from the mount because he can't get this elbow connecting up to this knee. It also, once I have mounted, obviously it makes it very good for me to be able to attack and hit and strike because he can't defend. But the best thing about it is just the control. He can't lever you, he can't move. It's very, very difficult to move or escape your hip or rotate your upper body when this arm's like this. But how do we establish that? A lot of people come across the arm, the crossface position accidentally. They just find in the midst of sparring, for some reason or other, their partner puts their hand under their arm and they decide, oh, there's a head, I'll grab it, and they accidentally end up with it. But we want to be able to make that position happen at will. I'll just give you two simple ways to do it. One's from north-south position. So this time I'm around here. I'm fighting to get one or both of my arms inside my opponent's arms. Once I've got my arms locked inside of his arm here, I'll choose this one here, I simply walk to the opposite side, bringing that elbow round to his head, slowly walking it round. I like to go an inch at a time and keep lots of pressure down here with my armpit until I can work my hand around and get it under his head. So once again, I'm moving around, and even if he's struggling against me here, I take a stance with that hand and I lay my weight. I lay all of my body weight onto that. I take my hip is off the ground, my butt's off the ground, I'm laying my weight there. So he struggles against it, I hold. As he relaxes, I gain an inch. He struggles against it, I hold. He relaxes, I gain an inch until I can get my hand around and under his head. That's one method. Another method is quite the opposite. I start in side control and I shift my side control down, getting completely off his arms. And I'm setting up position and control on his hips. I'm controlling his hip between the hoop, between my elbow and my hip. My hands have hold of his hips. My right leg is up to drive me around, and if he moves, I follow him. Now, the great thing about being down here, you need to keep your head in. Just watch you accidentally get hit with this leg, so keep your head nice and close. But the great thing about being down here, it leaves my opponent's arms free. He starts to move them around. As I see those arms move, I back my hip up, bring my elbow under his arm, and work around and establish the crossface. Whereas if I'm lying on top of my partner's arms, I might be part of the problem. I'm holding him so tightly that his arms want to make mistakes and come out, but they just can't. So if I back off them, I give the chance for his arms to come out, and then I can bring my arm around and claim that crossface position. And we can use that to set up loads of attacks, loads of ways to mount. Really, really strong position, very, very dominating. So I hope those tips are useful to you. If you want to get much more detail on a greater variety of techniques, just visit our site at www.grappling.us.